Hello and welcome back. I'm your friendly neighborhood technician. Today we're going to start probably a two-part video of something I hinted at the last one, and that is a brake upgrade for the W124 for the 400E. So I've seen a lot of people talk about different brake upgrades on the forums. A lot of people use the SL600 / the Silver Arrow brake upgrade kit, which is about a 334 millimeter rotor, I believe. And it's a 4-piston caliper, I believe it is. You got 2 on the outside, 2 on the inside. So it's a dual piston caliper or a 4-piston caliper like that. Also, I've seen people ask about what other calipers and what other brake upgrades you can use, what other cars. So I found one, and I just happened to get these calipers basically given to me. I mean, I do have to help take apart the car, but I came up on these pretty much. So thank you, Al, for that. If you see this, thank you very much. These brake calipers are off I think it's a 2002 CLK55. Now, they're not a 4-piston caliper, but it is a 2-piston caliper, but it's a 2-piston floating caliper. It also has about 335 millimeter rotor, so the rotor is quite large, and it is a lot bigger than the factory 400E brakes, which already have bigger brakes than the 6-cylinder W124s. So we're going to rebuild those calipers, reseal them, take them apart, reseal them, clean them. I'm going to media blast them, and then I'm going to powder coat them. I'm not going to, go the cheap route and give it to somebody to powder coat. No, I'm going to, I'm going to do you guys proud and do the powder coating myself. So what video should have been done on basically a free upgrade, a brake upgrade, got turned into not free. It turned into quite expensive brake upgrade. I do need new rotors for it, and these rotors aren't cheap. They're about $275 a piece, so I will need to get new rotors and new pads, and I do want to get the factory rotors because these rotors do say AMG right on the rotor, and that kind of looks cool. These brake calipers also say AMG on them, stamped into the casting, so I'm going to use those also, obviously. But yeah, because you can get, I think AutoZone has the EBC calipers or EBC rotors for this thing, but they're about $1,300 for the set. And I'm not about that life. So let's get to it. All right, here's both calipers. One's still in the parts bag, but you can see right here it says AMG on it right there. And these are quite large. You can see they're pretty massive calipers. Definitely an upgrade from the stock brakes. One thing I will need to figure out though is this right here, the brake wear sensor, because as you guys know, the W124 has 2 brake wear sensors. They have one for the inner pad and the outer pad. They have 2 on each side also. So they got 4 brake wear sensors in the front, and this only has 1 brake wear sensor. I don't know if this one has it on this one. No, yeah, this is a brake wear sensor on this one too. So 1 on each side. So I'm gonna need to figure out a way to make those 2 into 1 and not have a brake wear light. But yeah, I'm gonna take these apart. I did take some kind of wire brush right there just to fool around with it. That's just to clean it off a little bit. But I'm gonna take these brackets off, take that apart. We're gonna take everything apart, and we're gonna take these pistons out right here. We're gonna reseal those. These are the rebuild kits for these calipers. There's 2 rebuild kits here. If you want the part number for that, that's going to be somewhere. There's the part number for the rebuild kits, A001-421-01-8664. So that's going to be new seals for the brake pistons, for the caliper pistons, and new boots for the outside right there. So yeah, let's go look at more stuff I bought. All right, so I went buck wild at Harbor Freight, and I got this sandblasting cabinet, or media blasting cabinet, blast cabinet, if you don't want to put a title on it. So, I didn't want to spend too much. This was about 200 bucks. I didn't want to go that crazy since, it's my first cabinet, first blasting cabinet. I'm not doing this professionally, so I don't need something that's crazy. I don't need a snap-on one that's, more than $1,000. This is going to work for what little I use it for. And then also, got the air compressor. Finally got that hooked up. My father-in-law was kind enough to donate this to me. Finally got it connected to a power source, and I don't have the fittings hooked up right there, but I was gonna put I do have this, he gave me this also, this long reel of a hose. I don't have a place to hang it, but the retracting mechanism is broken. I did take it apart and it's not really repairable. So I do have the hose here. I was just gonna throw a hose barb on it, but then I figured, nah, I don't wanna do something like that. So I do have some extra AN fittings that I'm gonna throw on to there to connect this hose to the air compressor. So I think this hose is 50 or 100 feet. So I'm gonna use this 50 or 100 foot hose to go literally 2 feet. I'm gonna move this table over here and it's literally gonna be right next to it. So about a foot. So I'll get another hose that I can retract, but so this is just gonna literally be sitting here. So I need to hook that up till the AN fitting still, and then I need to get this out of the box and get that shoved all the way over there. Don't mind my Christmas decorations. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's 100 feet. I took it out of the reel. The plastic part was, the retracting mechanism was broken. It wasn't fixable. So there we go with the hose connected with the AN fittings. So now I'll just use this for whatever. I mean, use it for that right now. Just a little note for transparency, this is not the first time I've opened this box. I have had this out. I had it out at work because there was something that I wanted to do. So let's go over that. The window on this thing is actually glass. I thought this was gonna be plexiglass, but this is actually glass. So what I did was, actually what was recommended to me by somebody at work, Matt, thank you for recommending that, to put some PPF on this glass, not on the outside, but on the inside to prevent it from getting etched and then eventually getting, you'll not be able to see through it anymore. So this thing does come with covers. You can see there's one right there on the inside, but I'm going to show you the difference, right? Because right now you see this right here, how you can see through it. It's nice and clear. It just looks like plain glass. It's not really. There's a layer of PPF on the inside of this glass. So I had to take the glass all the way out, have him install a PPF on it, and then pre-install that. So I'm going to show you, because when you look through this right here, the one that it comes with, it's pretty terrible. It's all rippled and it's not as see-through as just plain glass, which is like this is. Little side note: does anybody want a free 119? This is the one that came out of the 400E. You can even have the engine stand it's sitting on. I don't care. I just need the space. I need it out of my life. So the V12 parts aren't going with it. But if you want it, it's here. I will give you all the parts that I took off this. Also, I have a box of that stuff. You can have that as well. But come get it. Basically, shoot me a message or email me, something like that. I will figure out a way to possibly meet up with you if I can. But you're more than welcome to this. It does have I believe an S-Class, not 220, 140 oil pan, I believe, on there. Yeah, free engine stand, comes with a motor. So let me know. Also, another side note, I need money. I need money to complete this right here. So if you want the 119 that's in the 400E right now, it runs perfectly. I will even cold start it for you if you want, but you can come and listen to it run. You can drive it if you want, or I can drive you in it if you want. It has plenty of power. You guys watch the videos of me rebuilding the thing, so it runs perfectly. When it's idling and it's warmed up, it is super quiet. I mean, when it's not warmed up, it's not loud. It's not quiet. You can just hear the air pump, which is no big deal. But it runs smoothly. It runs like a Mercedes from that era should run. No knocking, no ticking, no loud noise, nothing. So if you want that one also, shoot me an offer. So here's the cabinet out of the box. And you can see these right here that it comes with. These are pretty terrible. So this actually, one of them was on here. I took it off. You can see right here, it's clear. It's perfect for recording, in which I'm going to record doing all this stuff too. But this thing's cool. Has a little light back there. See better from right here. There's a light in there that I can turn on once I run a cord to it. But yeah, these, if you can get this piece of glass PPF'd, I would highly recommend that, because these things, I mean, I can see if I can pull one out. I mean, or you can see it right here. I mean, because when they're on there, they're not smooth. I mean, they're wrinkled. There's no way to hold it securely to that piece of glass. So it's not really a good high quality piece of film. So here's the glove. Feels pretty heavy. This right here, piece of styrofoam, and a box. Oh goodies. Here's the box of goodies. This is a plug, if you want to plug up that hole right there, which is right here. I guess I can pull this a little bit further. That goes right there if you want to plug that up. And then this has a baggie attached to it. This right here is going to go in that hole. So what's going to happen is this is going to go right there, and then my shop vac is going to go attached to that to suck out any particles, just to keep clean in there. So here's the intake right here. There's a big hole in the back right there. So comes with hose clamps, fittings, little rubber seals, washers. These are tips for the gun, different size tips. You can see smaller, bigger, and smaller that go on the gun right here. It does come with a tip right there. So it depends on how much of an area you want to cover. Comes with a piece of bubble wrap. There's another plug. This one is for the back right there. You can see right there. Covers that up if you don't want to pull in any air from there. Comes with some thread tape. That is thread tape, right? Yeah, kind of looks like thread tape. Comes with a tip for silicone. So if you want to, or you have to, some of these areas right here, it looks like you can see there's some silicone in there all along the edges already. But if you do find you have some leaks, it's got the seal around the door all around there. So you shouldn't have any leaks. You should only be sucking in air from the intake right there, and then pulling air out from your vacuum. So it shouldn't have air. So when you're putting compressed air in there, or through the gun, you're not getting any leakage through the seals or leakage around there, and you're just going to blow dust everywhere. So you might need to use some of this silicone that they give you with it to seal up. So if you do see some of those, some areas where you do have some stuff coming out, like this is going to need to get plugged up there. Oh no, there's the hose is going to come through there. One of these hoses right here. You have these hoses, and there's going to be a hose right there for the pickup, and it goes to the gun, and then you have another box, a smaller box of goodies. This is, one box of a goodie. This is the AC adapter. So that's it. Pretty basic. Okay, so here are the calipers. Now, disassembly. I did take the mounting brackets off. You guys can figure out how to take the mounting brackets off. I mean, if you're going to take these off your car, you're going to probably take these off the mounting brackets first. But these are the little sleeves that fit inside here that your caliper pins slide with. So they can be a bit difficult to remove, especially if your vehicle's been has a ton of mileage on it. These can get rather stiff. This was actually surprisingly rubbery, but there are two different ones. So this one is different than this one. You can tell the slight visual difference. This one is squishy. This one is not. This is actually quite firm. So you do want to make sure you put those back in the right spot. Now the caliper on the other side, it's in a different spot. It's in the opposite spot. So like this one isn't right here, it's right here. You can kind of see in there how the inside of that is smooth at a point, and this one is not. There's just a bunch of ribs inside there. So you can tell that way how they're different. Just make sure you put them in correctly. when you're going back together. So I'm going to show you how I got these out. Like I said, it can be a bit of a pain to get it out, but it's not that bad. So all you really have to do, and I'll show you in a second, is get some tension on this, pull it outwards, and then basically pick this with a pocket screwdriver or a small screwdriver, something like that, and kind of fold it in while you're pulling out that way. So you want to keep the tension pulling outwards while you're folding it in, so the piece of rubber just doesn't pop back out. So like I said, if you just pull outwards, maybe bend down a little bit, then you can kind of push this down, push it downwards, and as you're pulling it outwards, it'll kind of keep itself tucked in there. So then you kind of just go around the boot a little bit, kind of like that. Just keep the tension on it over here, and then as you get more of it out, it'll all fold in. Just don't stab your finger. And now you can see right here the whole thing, the whole boot is in there. Then you can just pull it out, just like that. Now repeat with the other side. The other side might be a little bit more difficult, just because, like I said, it does have that hard section in the middle, but this is still, the outside part is still rubbery. Okay, now we got them both out. This one is ripped a little bit, so this is going to have to get replaced. These don't come with the rebuild kits. The only thing the rebuild kits come with are the new boots and the new seals for each pistons. Basically 4 pieces, 2 new boots, 2 new seals. Now we have to get the pistons out. How do you get the pistons out? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now we got to get the pistons out. How do you get the pistons out? I'm so glad you asked. So normally you wouldn't just hack off your brake hose like this, but so you just have it open threads right there. So we're going to apply a little bit of air pressure to this right here. Now, being a dual piston, it can get a little tricky. If it was a single piston, pop right out. You don't want to just hose that. You want to just give it a little bit of air pressure, and then you can see it start to move and stuff like that. But this being a dual piston, we're going to have to watch it, because one of these might move, the other one might not. So we're going to have to allow the movable one to move a little bit, and then we're going to have to stop that, and then we're going to allow the other one to move. Just in case it's seized, just make sure they're both going to come out at the same time. So you add a little bit of air pressure. You can see him move. Oop. See? That one popped out. This one didn't. So now we're going to have to get that out. So if you find something to stop that one from coming out, you can see you can get this one out a little bit more. Got that one out and took the boot off. Just make sure you do it slow. Now you can kind of jiggle this one. Let's see if this one pops back out. Yeah, see, like that? Don't want to use too much air pressure. Here we are, pistons are out. You can kind of see right here, that's where that rubber seal goes. So we're going to replace that also, as well as the boot. Okay, now that we got the black iron oxide thrown in the bottom of this thing, which is about 70 grit, let's see how it actually works. Now, let's do the caliper itself. This thing is really freaking dirty. You can see clean, dirty. It's quite a difference. Well, so far I'm liking the new Media Blaster. So you can see here's the clean one right there. There's the dirty one. So I'm going to keep doing that. And then next video, we're going to get to rebuilding these, putting new seals in. And then actually before that, we're going to powder coat these. And then we are going to rebuild them, put new seals, all new parts and stuff like that. And then hopefully, maybe in that video, maybe in the next video, we'll get to installing these, probably in another video also, get to installing these actually on the W124. So thank you for watching. Make sure you give me that thumbs up, hit subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification icon so you get notifications when I post a new video. And if you have gone to my Patreon, thank you very much. If you subscribed, you're the best. And if you haven't, please check it out. It would mean the world to me if you could go and subscribe if you're able to, and help me keep these videos coming to you guys. So thank you for watching.